All right, this is the Orchards here, Orchard Bros, and we are showing off our really clean Survivor F-body cars here. So it's a rainy day, as you can tell. Obviously, we have these two tucked away in the garage, and figured it was a good time to take a video and show the two gems that we have here. So on the left, we have a 2000 Trans Am WS6, and on the right, we have a 2002 Chevy Camaro Z28. Both very amazing LS1 cars. I haven't met many people who are fans of the F-bodies that don't like both. I'm a fan of both of them. I think they're both really cool. They both look great. So we're just going to show some exterior here. This is, like I said, a 2000 Trans Am. It has a 6-speed transmission, leather interior, T-tops, just about every option that you could get from the factory for these. And it has right now 150,000 miles on it. As far as upgrades to the car, I'll go ahead and open the hood so that we can take a look underneath. This car, you won't see it under the hood, obviously. It has 410 gears. The clutch has been redone to have a racing performance clutch put in it, which actually really improved it. I'm pretty impressed. This is the second F-body I've owned. As you can see, the engine is very clean. This car was very well taken care of. That's why I call it a Survivor car. So it's very hard to find F-bodies that are this clean, especially with the mileage. So it has an EGR delete kit, which here's the cable for the EGR bolted onto the front of the head. If any of you are familiar with that, the exhaust header, the stock exhaust header, would have a port for the EGR. Nobody likes those; they're nasty. But this car also has long tube headers, which is something I think every F-body should have as soon as you get the chance. It really improves performance. If you look underneath, I don't know if we'll be able to see everything, but it has an exhaust where the long tube headers come out of the engine off the sides of the heads down. It's all one welded piece into a cutoff exhaust. I believe it's glass pack. I'm not sure. So those are the upgrades this car has. I've run this at the track twice. The best time I've had was the 13.4 at 108 miles an hour. So the trap speed, higher trap speed, that was with bulb tires. Obviously no ability to get grip through first and second gear. Looking at this, we have an upgraded intake. So SLP makes a really cool airbox. I've had one on a Camaro that I had before, but this is unique and specific to the Trans Am WS6. You can get this as an option where it's a box that's sealed. So when the hood's closed, it seals off right here on the bottom part of the hood. And the grate has been removed on this hood so that it's basically a direct ram air. As the hood's shut, you can actually see through there and see the intake itself. And I've had a lot of people say it's good. I've had a lot of people say it doesn't make too much of a difference, but it really does. The top end, it helps it breathe a lot better, I've noticed. And other than that, it's pretty much stock to that. So we're going to close the hood here. Check the inside. I recommend with any collector car or any car that you have pride in that you want to take care of, changing the oil every 3,000 miles with synthetic. A lot of people think that's crazy, but I think that's a great way to keep the car in mint condition. It's a lot better for the engine. That's what I've done with this. I've changed the oil every 3,000 miles that I've owned it, and I put full synthetic 10W30, which is what I recommend. As you can see, it just has a stock Trans Am gauges. I know there's a lot of kits to upgrade those and change them, but I actually like the stock a lot more than anything else that's out there. This has an Alpine head unit in it, which is really nice. I right now just temporarily have a flash drive in the USB port. I could run all my music off of that. All the speakers and the stereo system was upgraded to Rockford Fosgate all around, which is actually driven to by wire an external amp in the back, and then it runs back through up to the speakers. So the sound quality is amazing in this. I really enjoyed listening to songs. I can hear a lot of sounds that I haven't heard listening to the song normally, but until it's played in the sound system, then I see a lot more to it. So, like I said, it's a 6-speed. This has a Hurst shifter, and all of the Trans Am WS6 packages, I believe they received a short throw shifter, and I've noticed it's notchy. It shifts very easy. For having 100,000 miles, like I said, 150,000 miles, it shifts smooth, just about brand new. That good feel. The interior in this car is in very, very good condition. I haven't had any issues with it. And I've enjoyed it. I found out since I've owned this Trans Am that there's actually a setting on the seat. It's a 10-way power adjusting seat. It's up or forward, back, up, down. Then there's the lumbar adjustments, which I always wondered, well, why would there be lumbar adjustment? What's the use of it? But actually, going around turns, it wraps around your back and it keeps you well planted in the seat. So I was pretty impressed with that. Other than that, that's pretty much it. This car sounds great. It runs great. The whole time I've owned it, I've never seen it skip a beat. It's just a perfect, healthy running car. The night at the track, I ran it 16 times in a row, and it was just fine. Didn't have any problems. It never skipped a beat. But these cars with the WS6 package are becoming super rare to find, and I'm just glad to be able to own one. A lot of them are wrecked. Some of them are stored by collectors and are never seen by people except for car shows. But this is one that's daily driven, and I've enjoyed it. It gets outstanding mileage for what it is. I mean, I pulled up at the gas pump and I've measured freeway driving down to the track and back on one tank. I've gotten 27 miles per gallon average, and around town I get about 18, somewhere around 17 and 18. So it's great. It's good to have a Trans Am like this with T-tops, top of the line, and to know that it's a true WS6 as well. I believe you can check the RPO code, and the WS6 code should be somewhere here. It is, let's see if I can find it. Looks like it's right there, the WS6. So this is a true WS6. I've had friends that have owned Trans Ams over the time, and they have the WS6 hood and the appearance wheels, usually different wheels, and then it turns out they're not true WS6s. So definitely a rare car to have. So next we're going to feature my friend's Z28 Camaro. This car is in mint condition. I mean, it is clean in every way. It only has, I believe last time I saw it was 18,000 original miles, so it is a survivor collector Z28 Camaro that's just impossible to find anywhere. If you look on it, you'll notice I can up close just about anywhere, and every detail on this car is perfect. It's, as you look at it, you can tell it was in a garage its whole life. An old man owned it, and he drove it. When my friend got it, he had 15,000 miles on it, and that's all. Garaged it, drove it on sunny days, and it's just nice to be able to find a car like this that is in such mint condition. The true prize of this is in the interior, which we'll get to in a second. I just want to go around the car briefly and show just how clean this car really is. You can see walking around it. I mean, this car is flawless. It's mint. Every time I see it, every time he lets me drive it or I ride in it, I just can't really think of having a better car than this. I always tend to start dreaming about owning it. Now we're going to sit down here and I'll show the interior. As you can see, the interior is perfect. There are no wrinkles, tears, just interior that's been garaged and well taken care of. You see everything's just outstanding, in such great condition on this. Sitting in it, it smells like brand new. It smells like these would smell from the Chevrolet store coming off the plant in GM. But you notice a little bit different gauges. Let's see. I'm going to find the key for this so I can show the mileage on the odometer. Alright, so I have the key here now. I'm going to turn the key and see. You can see 18,700 miles. This is truly a mint car. I've never seen an F-body in this great a condition. Just it's a 4-speed automatic. Let's see, we're gonna pop the hood and take a look underneath and see what's under there. Just another little detail I noticed is everything's perfect. The switches, none of them have any wear on them. The door handles, they have that factory texture on them that hasn't been worn down, or the radio especially, it's just hasn't been worn down at all. Climate control buttons. I'm just fascinated with this car. Alright, so we're going to take a peek under the hood here. So everything in this car is stock. It's a bone stock car. Now, as you look over, he sees he's had his SLP installation here for his air filter. I definitely like those boxes. That's an upgrade. That should be number one on all these cars, all these E28 Camaros. You see, everything is stock. See, the engine's perfectly clean. It's nice to see a Survivor car like this. I believe he put in a K&N filter in it, actually, and a new battery. But other than that, the exhaust is stock. This is the car as you'd have it from GM. So good to see a collector car. This has never been around at the track before, so we don't have any track times for it in real life. But definitely a good car, a good cruiser car. And I think the plan for this is to keep the miles off of it and daily drive something else. So there you have it, the two F bodies, two Survivor F bodies that we have here. Really are gems, and it's just good to see cars that have made it through the test of time and they're still here in one piece, never been wrecked, clean cars. And I know as far as this one, it was garaged for the first 15,000 miles. This Trans Am W6 that I have, on the Carfax, the first owner owned it for 12 years, drove it 50,000 miles, and it was garaged the whole entire time. Just took care of it. Just the same story as this, a little more miles. And then on from that, it's been driven quite a bit more, but it is truly a collector's car, one that was taken very well care of, and it's just great to have this and also have the Camaro.